Max, which is a nootropic that I've used 7 or 8 times. I typically will have it in a cycle in which I'll use it for a few months and then I'll get off of the supplement, maybe return to it a year afterwards, because that way you can get the most of the benefits without setting yourself up for any sort of tolerance that may be built. And I definitely feel it's a unique nootropic. It's hard to find an alternative for, and that's why it may really have its use in a lot of people's nootropic stack. For example, it'll boost motivation and at the same time, it'll lower anxiety. Whereas other nootropics out there, it's like they'll help with one or the other. Like they'll boost motivation, but then it'll come at the cost of anxiety. It's certainly not perfect. Like in the past, I've rated C-Max a 7 out of 10. I would probably say now maybe between a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. And that's because of the fact that it's not very practical to use. It's very costly. And for most people, they actually don't really notice anything from C-Max. Like I want to warn you, this is a very subtle nootropic supplement. And if you're somebody that hasn't really noticed the effects of other nootropics out there like Noopept or Ashwagandha or Piracetam, then you probably won't notice anything with C-Max. Like I'm very sensitive to my state. I'm also very sensitive to nootropics, fortunately. So I can tell that C-Max is working. And I personally feel like acute benefits more than long-term benefits. Like when I'll use C-Max, I can feel somewhat of a concentration boost for a few hours. And also that it's far easier to socialize with people. Like I'm just more likely to be in a state where I have the courage to go and approach people and I have interest with them in the same time. And I can say it'll help with all things cognition. It's just that the boost that you get is pretty minimal. And that makes it appropriate for all kinds of work. Like whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a student, you'll find that you should see some sort of benefit using C-Max. The research is pretty limited on the compound. We have some research showing that it may be helpful for elder individuals or individuals with some sort of cognitive issue. But then again, I can say the exact same thing about a lot of the popular nootropics out there, just that they're not really backed by research in healthy young people like myself. When it comes to execution and productivity, getting things done, then I think that C-Max is great because you'll find like it's a nootropic where you're able to learn effectively, but because it boosts focus, you're able to ensure that you're learning, you're also executing at the same time. And if there's one nootropic I would compare it to, it would be Noopept. I feel they're very similar. Both of them have acute effects in which you would use them, you'd get that boost of focus, you'll be a bit more productive. I think the difference with C-Max is it might be a little bit better on the side of learning, on the side of increasing BDNF, where you actually can potentially become smarter through neurogenesis. And when I use Noopept, for example, I don't find myself as adaptable. I'm not able to like think smart or think outside of the box versus C-Max. It's like I'm able to do and I'm able to reflect on what I'm doing at the same time so I can be more efficient moving forward. But that's the major reason why I discontinue the use of C-Max. I probably don't plan to use it over the next few years. It's because of the fact that I have Noopept, and while C-Max may be better than Noopept at specific areas, I feel that Noopept helps me to get a lot more done. And I feel that Noopept might be on the safer side, or at least for me, I've used Noopept for many years. I haven't really had any side effects or issues with it. Perhaps the withdrawals experience with Noopept might be a little bit more significant than with C-Max. I've always felt like C-Max being pretty safe. Despite a lot of discussion around C-Max and hair loss, it's something that I would encourage you to research if it's something that you're concerned about. The other couple of warnings or side effects around C-Max use are headaches as well as a worse mood. But fortunately, like if you know you're not